Welcome back to Mr. Mews Music. I'm Anthony Meal. Today we're going to be learning how to play Good King Leopold. So here's how it goes. Once the king or the queen is in front of the class, the rest of the class begs the king or the queen to cross their kingdom by going like this. Good King Leopold, may we cross your kingdom? Then the king or the queen would respond. They could either take their royal scepter and they could go ding, and that would give the kids permission to cross through the kingdom. Otherwise, the king or the queen could sing back to the kids in a royal voice, and they would go, "You must ask again, this time use a whisper voice." Or you could do, "This time use a speaking voice." Or you can get a little silly, "This time use a puppy voice," or different things like that. Once the king or the queen has had enough, they wave their royal scepter and the kids are free to cross back and forth through the kingdom. Once your kiddos know how to sing the song, the whole class can either be in their spots, but I usually have them spread out around the room. Then you'd have royalty, so you'd either have Good King Leopold or Good Queen Leopold. And they'd be standing in the front of the class and they could have a royal scepter. Sometimes I can just use a rhythm stick or anything like that, or a mallet, and that is their magical royal scepter. In the middle of the room, if you have a music carpet, I would call that King Leopold or Queen Leopold's kingdom. Otherwise, if you don't, you could lay 2 lines of tape down, separating your class into 3 sections. The middle section is what I would call the kingdom. Once the king or the queen waves the scepter and goes ding, the kids can cross back and forth through the kingdom, dancing and singing tra-la-la-la-la. Once the king or the queen says, "You must stop right now," everyone has to freeze. If they're not frozen, they have to sit. The kids that are still remaining, that are standing, are the next possible choices to be the king or the queen. So the king or the queen would go into their kingdom with their magical scepter, and they'd spin around, and whoever they're pointing to would be the next person that would be the king or queen for the game. If you have a class that is a little scared of solo singing, you could have 2 kings or 2 queens, or a king and a queen, or a prince or a princess, or any sort of combination to be in front of the class, and they would sing as a duet, or you could have a trio or a quartet to make them feel comfortable singing in front of class. They would all then have to come up with what they were going to have the rest of the children do to ask to cross the kingdom. And that is how you play the Good King Leopold game. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please put them in the comments below. Make sure to check out my website. It should be in the links. And please share with any teachers or anyone that you know. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Good King Leopold, may we cross your kingdom? You must ask again, this time use a whisper voice. Good King Leopold, may we cross your kingdom? You must ask again, this time use a talking voice.